What's going on, guys? Digidesdan here, back again with another pickup video for you. What's going on, guys? Digidesdan here, and I'm back again with another pickup video for you. This week has been filled with a lot of toys. So if you came to this video expecting a lot of video games, you might want to check some of my other videos. This is very toy oriented. That's not to say that they're all toys. I do have some video game related stuff. So if you're patient, I'll get to it in just a bit. So first thing I want to show you is, if I can get them, a few plushies that my fiance and I found when we took a small trip to Canada. So what's great about, taking road trips and going to areas that you're not familiar with or you're not native to, they tend to have different stock. A lot of the time that's what I found. There's a lot of stores out there that stock differently, and these are a few plushies that have been quite elusive in my area. So we have the magenta squid from Splatoon. We have a nice little blooper, one of my favorite Super Mario enemies, and we have Tingle, which is probably one of the more obscure Legend of Zelda characters. I don't know. He's something about his green in his face is very appealing to me. He's probably one of my favorite plushies from this line. But either way, we're super excited to have these from the World Nintendo line. We always love plushies. It's always on this channel just because of all the different types that they're releasing and all the different types that we're finding. So this is the next pickup here. It's the Inkling Girl from the World Nintendo line as well. In our area where we live, we normally have the Inkling Boy. That's the most common one right now. And we have yet to find the Inkling Girl. So on our little road trip, our little vacation, we were able to venture out to some of those stores. And of course they had a different stock, and we found the Inkling Girl. So happy to find this and add it to our collection. Last find that we got from our little trip. It is a jigsaw puzzle. And it is a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild jigsaw puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces, which is a lot more than some of the other puzzles we usually pick up. This is made by USAopoly, and they're responsible for most of the other video game related puzzles. They have Fallout puzzles, they have other Legend of Zelda puzzles, Super Mario puzzles, even retro ones, and they're mostly carried by Gamestop. So we found this at Gamestop. This one says only at Gamestop, but we're excited to have found it, mostly because we saw it on some sort of website, an announcement site, or ThinkGeek, or one of those affiliates with GameStop, and we knew that we had to have it. So while we're on our trip, we stopped into a GameStop, and we found this one. I think there's one more, but this is the one that we were able to find. For 1,000 pieces, with excellent artwork for a game that I'm crazy about right now, I think that this is a great pickup. We were able to get it for $26 Canadian. I don't know the exchange rate, but it's actually much less than how much we paid for it. So it's probably more around $20. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So I'm no math whiz. I usually just Google it. Alright, we have the next few finds from Value Village, so they're thrifted. Sorry, there's a little fuzz flying around. This next guy is another plush. It is a Super Mario, and this guy is from 2004, so I'm guessing GameCube era. Unfortunately, I believe this one originally came with some overalls, just like any other Mario would wear. But he decided that he's going to go a little different and take those off. We were able to pick this one up for $5. Hopefully we're able to track down some overalls for him. Either way, he's a plushie, he's Nintendo related, he's Mario. We had to pick him up. We didn't have to, but we'd like to. Next find is not Nintendo related. It's kind of anime related, card game related. If you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, you're probably going to get a kick out of this. So this is a Yu-Gi-Oh GX Duel Disc. So in the show, in the card game, I guess, or not the card game, but in the show, they had these dual discs and they wore them on their arm, and they would go and they would use this as a portable Battlefield to play with their cards. So what's cool about this is it came out back in 1990 something, back when there was the height of Yu-Gi-Oh popularity in terms of the TV show, and they released this toy, this accessory, so kids could imitate what they see on the show, play with their cards, and so on and so forth. This thing is cool because there's lights on it, there's a life counter, and the life counter is to, if monsters are attacking you, you're going to lose life points, that sort of thing. So you got your life counter. This is a place for your deck. So this is where you put your cards, you draw them, and these are where you place your cards. And the cool thing about this is it seems a little counterintuitive to play card games like this. But there's a lever here, a little switch, and if you push it, and I'll warn you right now, this might be a little bit loud, mostly because of the microphone and how loud this thing is. But push it, and swings around, and now you have the play field in front of you. So you can play cards, your monsters, your traps, and this counter, I know you can't see it, but it lights up automatically as soon as you pull that. These little lights light up as well. And now you can go on and, play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, these next two finds, I'm not quite sure how I feel about them, but they're kind of cool, they're kind of obscure. They are these guys. So we have two knockoff Godzilla figures. So these were from 1997. They're made by a company called Dorme, and I believe they've made a lot of different knockoff Godzilla figures. But I do know a few collectors that are really into Godzilla and Kaiju, and I also know a lot of collectors that are into knockoffs. So I'm not quite sure if I want to keep these, but they're cool to see at Value Village. They're a cool pickup, and I know that somebody might want them, so that's probably one of the reasons why I did grab them. Next pickup I'm pretty excited for. This was found at Value Village as well. This was spotted by my fiance. So this is a little paper folder with Super Mario on it. On the back you have Yoshi. And it says $1.99 here. It says $1.99. But we were able to get it for $1 because purple tags were on sale. And if you open it up, you got a place to put all your paperwork, all your schoolwork, I don't know, homework, whatever you want to put in here. Drawings of Mario. And what's cool about this is it is a Club Nintendo exclusive. So there's probably no way that you'll be able to see that, but this small little red mark is the Mario hat, and underneath it says Club Nintendo. What Club Nintendo entailed was when you purchase their hardware or their software, they would give you codes, and with the codes you could type them into their website, and if you had a profile on there, it would save points based off that code. And with those points you could redeem very cool physical rewards just like this, or download games from them. So it's very cool. They discontinued the program. I know they are trying to implement a new rewards program, but Club Nintendo was right when I was getting into collecting and buying games myself and entering those points. And so I have a good amount of Club Nintendo things, but I don't have this one yet. So super excited to have found this, super excited to have it in a collection, and super excited to have a piece of Nintendo history, Club Nintendo history, in my collection. So, alright, so the next set of pickups, super excited for. These were all spotted by my fiance at Value Village, of course. Just seems like we had a good week at Value Village. So the first two here are some handheld keychain LCD games, and this is a Yuki Penguin. I know Tamagotchi collectors are really into that. And we have a Nano Baby here, which is kind of like a Tamagotchi, but this one is made by Nano Pets. Again, both of these are just games that you would have a little, creature on top, or creature in here, and you would take care of them, feed them, that sort of thing. This next find is also from Value Village, and it was also spotted by my fiance. It's along the same lines as those Nano Babies, those Tamagotchi type games. This is another one of them, but this is a Digimon Digivice. So this is one of the first iterations of the Digivice that they released, and I know that this one came out a little bit before the show hit the US. And this one's a little bit more near and dear to me, mostly because of how much I like Digimon, how I love Digimon, and I don't know, this one wasn't very common in the US, mostly because once the show gained popularity, they redesigned it to look like the one from the show. And this is very cool. You know, there's a little monster that you can take care of and you can raise in here. You can also connect this with another Digivice and you can battle your friends. So this is a cool little pocket game that you can find, you can pick up. They're very uncommon. They're kind of rare. So it's always cool to walk into the thrift store and find these hanging, you know, among the lanyards and other keychains. All right, next pickup I'm kind of excited for. This is a system. It's actually a console. Finally, a video game thing, right? It's a console I've been looking for a while. Oh, it's a PlayStation. I guess that's weird. You would think that someone like me would have a PlayStation. Yes and no. I do have a PlayStation, but what makes this one special is not only is it $4, was it $4? It is the early model. So if you look on the back, it has those RCA outputs. And it is known that these specific models of PlayStations, when you use the RCA outputs or the composite outputs instead of this AV multi-out, it gives you a much better video signal and audio signal. So what's great about that is the PlayStations can be used as CD players, so you can play your music on it. So if you were to use this model to play your CDs, it's going to sound a lot better versus a model that only uses the AV multi-out. I don't know if it makes a difference for the games, but I'm going to be using this to test it out and see. This is a model I've been looking for a while for a good price, and when I saw it at Value Village for $4, you know, I just couldn't say no. Unfortunately, when I got this, when I plugged it in, it didn't turn on, which is unfortunate. But that's kind of my fault for not testing it. They didn't have any cords to test it. I just took the risk and bought it. Fortunately, I went back to the same exact Value Village, and they had another one. This one does not have the RCA out, just for example. It just has the multi-out. And this one does turn on. They fortunately had the power cord. It was $4 once again. And I plan on taking the power supply out of this one and swapping it into this one and seeing if this one actually works. And I'm going to be testing out to see if the RCA outputs actually make a difference. This pickup is kind of small and kind of novel. This was actually given to me as a gift from my sister. So thank you, sister, for picking this up for me. She went on a trip and she came back to give me something, you know, a small little token souvenir, and she came back with these. So I hadn't seen these before, and I don't really pay attention to it, but they are mints. So this is a tin case. It's full of mints, it says here, but they are Nintendo Power mints.
They're mints.
Yeah.
And it says mints. Okay.
So I'm not quite sure if these have anything special to them. They might just be, you know, standard generic mints in a cool little Nintendo case. Either way, I really appreciate, you know, my sister and her fiance going out of their way to, you know, pick up, you know, things like this for me to show off on my channel, to add to my collection, to keep my breath fresh. Maybe they're saying my breath stinks. But either way, thank you very much. Happy to have these. I know there's been lots of toys on this video, but I do have one game to show you, which I'm excited for. I don't have it yet, mostly because it's brand new. It's 1-2 Switch for the Nintendo Switch. Show it so it's not all glared in the light. Not much to say. It's just a fun party game for the Nintendo Switch. A lot of the games, you end up looking at the other person you're playing with. There's like milking a cow, there's quick draw, dance off, that sort of thing. I've mostly only been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I know that whenever friends come over, you can't just play Breath of the Wild, you know, a single player game, and exclude them. So 1-2 Switch is a great game that you can get everybody involved, and I'm excited to have it in the collection finally. And yeah, I mean, not much else to say about it other than, you know, I'm expanding my Switch collection. Super excited for the console. Really glad that they took the risks and innovative steps that they did. And I'm talking about Nintendo, if you didn't know. But yeah, I'm super satisfied with, you know, what Nintendo has been doing the recent years, and hoping that 1-2 Switch is going to be just as fun of a game as they portray it to be in their commercials. Alright, and those were my pickups for this week. It's been a great week of pickups. You know, I know there was a lot of toys, but there was some video game stuff, you know, splashed in here and there. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I always appreciate all your views, all your comments. Try my best to respond to them all. Please check out my Facebook, my Instagram. They're all linked in the description below. I even have a Twitter. I'm not really on it, but check that out too. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.